Oh boy.
Chairman Cook for Rocknet. But down in the back, where can I not stand? Underneath the speaker. Now, how about now?
I thought it was a try.
They got me right here, I think. Okay, hello, good evening, good afternoon, and thank you all for coming to our town hall. It's good to be, and to be up there first, my VFW, so glad the honor to stand up here in front of all of you guys and share some information, the things that we have going on in Washington, D.C. I'd like to talk, I'll speak at a higher level. What I would like to cover is things that we're doing in the committee, the District 8 committee assignments, and that'll be nationally and actually globally. And I'll cover some talking points on some of the hot button topics that we're seeing in Washington, D.C., and then I'll open it up for questions. We are, the District 8, we, on the House Armed Services Committee, so that's everything Department of Defense. Now, if you follow the news, there's conflict abroad. Now we have the Ukraine war with Russia, we have Israel with Hamas, the Houthis and Hezbollah. Iran has a functioning role in that area with Yemen with the Houthis, and then of course North Korea is always battling up with South Korea, and of course the threat with the PRC, China, and Taiwan. And we're in the House Armed Services Committee, we're working currently on the National Defense Authorization Act, and that's everything Department of Defense wide. Our focus in the office is on artificial intelligence. Now I'm talking about us, we that's in this room and Morgan in our committees. I focus on hypersonics and artificial intelligence. I do that because my veterans in here will understand exactly what I'm talking about as we move forward in this conflict. Bombs, planes, and guns are kind of a secondary nature. Artificial intelligence and the cyber risk, cyber threat attack space that lives up in the metaverse is how our adversaries will come after us. So we're working hard to move technology forward to protect us nationally and internationally. And that's quite a tricky game when it comes to hardware and software in the technological space, because we have public-private entities and institutions that are building out those technologies. And the challenging part for us in Washington, D.C. is finding which ones are most applicable and absolutely getting out of the way. If there's anything that the House of if there's anything that Washington, D.C. has a problem with, it's getting in the way. Down? How about now? Before I got all this stuff, I figured somebody's going to throw something at me before I had the problems with the microphone. If you're in here going to throw something, maybe don't do it right now. How's this better? I'm going to stay right here. You got what I mean? Is this better?
Throw it away.
Okay, I didn't lose my train of thought. So with artificial intelligence and in the technological space, we're trying to make sure that the Department of Defense itself is well equipped and well man-trained and equipped in order to protect us, again, in the cyberspace. All the while, I'll never take anything away from our armed services, by golly. I mean, I was going to say Marines first and say to you guys for last, because I know some of you in here, but the Navy and the Air Force, our rank and file in the military is absolutely growing. Recruiting is way up. And of course, our Marine Corps is out front. You guys do a great job. So I hate to do this as a Navy man, but I'll throw a shout out to the Marine Corps all day long. Job well done. So we are watching closely with the wars, if you will. Hamas and Israel is very touchy. I was in Israel a month ago maybe, and actually still reflecting on that visit. A lot to process, not just because of the spiritual and the religious side, but we met with the leadership over there, from Netanyahu down to the ministers, all the way down to the Congress. Really gained a lot of knowledge on how all that played out October 7th. And we met with families that were present when Hamas came across the border. We were at the Davis family's home. We went down into those neighborhoods and saw firsthand how that happened. We were at we went to the festival grounds where the main attack, where hundreds and hundreds of people were murdered. And it's a challenging conflict. Hamas and Hezbollah are from here to 45. That's how far they are away from each other. And there's no wall. They just walk right across, and they my fear is that they'll do that again. The towing systems that are in the Gaza Strip are, it's very linear. And I'm talking about veterans in here, so you can appreciate this. It's almost impossible to attack it. It's so well fortified, and of course we still have hostages that are in Gaza. Israel is doing their absolute best to get them out. And there's American citizens there too. I don't want anybody to ever forget that. We still have American bodies that are being held hostage. And there's 700,000 Americans that live in Israel, which I wasn't aware of. So we pray every day for that war to end. Same with Russia and Ukraine. The administration is in talks with Russia and Mr. Zelensky, trying to tamp that down. And for you guys and gals in here that fight conflict and fight wars, you know, man, we just don't need that. We just need to get rid of it and do the best, absolute best that we possibly can to make that happen. Okay, so that's household services. Next one is Homeland. The current statistics that we got is border crossings are down 95%. It is astonishing. We had the opportunity to visit with Department of Homeland Security, with immigration officials, and they are, I'm hearing it from them. It's not something that I'm catching in the wind. We have the subject matter experts that are in that space, so we're picking us up on those numbers. So it's great. As this happens, of course, we need to codify this in legislation. What we have done currently to decrease that flow of traffic coming across, we have to make sure that in the House of Representatives and the Senate come together. I say this, come together so we can put legislation in place to make sure that this stays. The problem sets that we've experienced over the past years is just something that we don't need to return. So that's good. We've had some, and I just want, this is a disclaimer. I'm allergic to every single thing in the state of Texas right now, and I think it's ragweed and pollen and kicking my butt.